Hello, YouTube. It is me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome back to Movies So Bad They're Good. Now, this one is going to be a controversial pick. I hated this movie when I first saw it, but looking back, I'm like, after some of the shitty comedies I've seen in this decade, after this, in 2011, 12, 13, etc., I can watch this. It's not good. It's not a fantastic movie. It's not high art. It's a stupid comedy, but I can watch it. And that's the 2010 parody movie, Vampires Suck. Yes, I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. I know this was in my worst of the year in 2010, but there's a couple of reasons I don't hate this movie outright. I mean, I got it on Blu-ray, guys, and I got the DVD, and I have the digital copy. Well, the digital copy doesn't work anymore because it was a disc. Now, let me explain. I saw all the Twilight movies. Yes, I even saw the last one in theaters. They're boring as fuck, especially the first four. And then this movie came out around the same time as Eclipse, which came out in summer of 2010, which I did not see in theaters. I was avoiding Robert Pattinson's sparkling face. But I did see some of this in the theater, and some people were laughing. I like some of the facial expressions the actors have, like Matt Lanter. And I must say, Jen Prosk is one of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen in a parody movie. There she is, Jen Prosk. Beautiful Canadian American actress. Absolutely stunning. She gives Kristen Stewart a run for her money. She does every infraction, every bit of like emotionless face that Kristen Stewart has. Like, you know that dour look. She does it to a T, and she nails it. And she's a much more attractive girl. And riddle me this: why does this have a more attractive woman than the new Star Wars movies? Hmm? She's Canadian, so she's foreign. Why is she more attractive than the hobo and Felicity Jones's beaver teeth, or Amelia Clark looking like a 12-year-old, or Gwendolyn Christie, or not Billy Lord? Billy Lord is awesome. She's the only girl in the new movies that is worth a shit. Or Thandie Newton, who I never liked, or the girl that plays the robot L3 in episode I mean Solo. My bad. Why is this girl more attractive? And she elevates this material. I know it's got bad jokes. It's got a lot of dated things. It got references to Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's got references to Alice in Wonderland because it came out the same year, and the Jersey Shore. But there's a reason why I don't hate this movie now compared to back in 2010. I was just like in a bad mood. That was a horrible year for me. It's short. It is mercifully short. All the Twilight movies are like almost 2 hours long, especially the second one. Oh my god, that movie hurts more because it's 2 hours and 10 minutes I'll never get back. This film is 82 minutes. It goes by like that. Even though there's bad jokes and there's characters that just appear out of nowhere and there's a lot of references. Some of them I get, some of them I don't get. It's short, guys. It's mercifully short. This isn't even Seltzer and Freeberg's worst movie. Fuck those guys. They're the reason that the movies suck. It's not because of the actors. These actors were trying their damnedest to make this stupid franchise, work as a comedy because it already was a comedy. This film cost $20 million, so it was not a big budget movie. It made 81. I didn't pay for it. I went to see another movie and then I snuck into this one, and I saw the film and I'm like, wow, this is dumb, but there's some watchability to it. Every time Jen Prosk is on screen, I'm like, you are so beautiful. There was a scene, I'm not kidding, where remember the scene, the awkward scene where Edward and Bella in this movie, her name is Becca, not Bella, so it's not a ripoff. And they're gonna kiss for the first time, and Matt Lanter's like, ugh, that the way Robert Pattinson is in his emotionless face. That's why he's not my Batman. And there's a scene that she's like jumping on him and kissing him, and he's trying to avoid her advances. And there's a scene literally he knocks her with a freaking lamp, which should piss me off, but Edward's so abusive in the freaking movies that I'm like, I'm not surprised. And she rips her freaking clothes off, and she has this black outfit, and I'm like, oh fucking god, you are so sexy with lights pointing at her boobs and her vagina. I'm like, I get it, Jen Prosk. You are gorgeous. Yeah. And Matt Lanter, I like his reaction. He's like, Yeah, I like his facial expression. He has more expression on his face than freaking Robert Pattinson. Robert Pattinson, he hates these movies, and I can see why, because they almost ruined his career. Were there things that made me laugh? Well, there's a couple of things here and there. There's a scene where, like I said, the reactions on his face. There's a scene here where he's watching The Fly, the original, not the remake, and he's eating a bowl of ice cream. That's kind of amusing. There's a scene where a dog, all these kids are dressing up as vampires, and then a dog has an afro. That's kind of clever. Uh, Not the stupid fart jokes or toilet humor. Also, the "It's Raining Men." I don't like that song that much, but it's fine. There's some slapstick humor in it, where Edward hits a guy with a baseball bat, and critics were way too harsh on this. It's not a masterpiece, trust me, guys. I'm not high or anything. I'm fine, but I like it in an ironic way, in an okay, like it's watchable. Because Disaster Movie was the worst comedy I've ever seen, and that came out 2 years before this, and it was the summer of 2008, where it was an awesome summer, and then that shitty movie came out, and it was like there's not a single joke in that movie. Everything is a reference. At least here, it sticks to the Twilight formula, but it makes fun of it in a way that's not as painful as a 2 hour where nothing happens, freaking love story where your lead character is a Mary Sue and she's a clean slate and everybody likes her and everybody knows who she is. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, freaking episode 7, 8, and 9. At least Jen Prost tries to have emotion on her face. At least she's beautiful to look at. At least when she's, saying some of this bad dialogue, I can buy her. I buy her and Matt Lanter. They have really good chemistry. And for a movie that came out in 2010, this isn't even the worst movie I saw. I thought Legion was way worse. See that movie. That's not so bad. It's good. That movie had horrible CGI, had a big budget. It was a bigger budget than this movie. They waste a bunch of actors in it, and it's longer, and I was bored out of my mind. With this, it's stupid. Yes, it's very stupid. The guy that plays Jacob is okay. I mean, he has better, more emotion than freaking Taylor Lautner. And like I said, the film has a lot of problems, but I can watch it ironically. Here was it was given 4 Razzie nominations for Worst Picture, Worst Director, Worst Screenplay, and Worst Prequel, Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel. It didn't win though. I think another movie won. Airbender won, which I also don't think that movie's that horrible either. So Bad is good. This is what it is because it's tongue in cheek. It knows not to take itself seriously. It's a parody of something that's already a parody of vampires, guys. There was no way this movie was going to be dead serious. There were some gags that I don't think are funny at all. I think they're just kind of gross. Like I said, the fart joke. There's a scene where they show Edward's ass. I don't want to see that. I'm sorry. Grant, thank God they don't show his junk. There's a scene. There's kind of a funny scene where the guy looks at the Jen Prost's face and sees a Big Mac, and he sees like, ugh. I'm like, okay, she is delicious in a way, so I get that. There's gore in the movie, even though it is a PG-13. This is not a kids movie. Don't let your kids watch this because there is some gore. There's a scene where Bella. Remember the scene in New Moon when Bella's finger is bleeding? It comes out and it's like flowing like a river. It's not really blood, but you get it. It's red. It's not green. Ken Jeong's in the movie, but he's not in that much. He plays the Volturi. Uh, like I said, and I do have this. There's a lot of problems, but again, as a so bad it's good, I can watch some of it. It's cheap, but it knows what it is, and it's dumb, but I can watch it mainly because of the lead girls. The two lead, the lead girl and the lead guy. They are, they're good together. And I'd rather watch them than Kristen Stewart any day or freaking Robert Pattinson's bushy, creepy eyebrows. At least with them, I get them together. And it's dumb, like I said, it's dumb, but it's not a waste of a cast. I've seen them waste a worse cast with Disaster Movie and freaking what was another one? Starving Games. I didn't even bother with that. I heard Epic Movie was terrible, and Meet the Spartans again, way worse than this freaking movie. At least it sticks to one franchise. It doesn't have like 18 franchises in one movie because they only reference Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which was a TV show before, and then there was a movie, and then it was Alice in Wonderland. But that's about it. There's not like 14 other movies. Like, oh look, there's Doctor Phil. There's Superbad. There's freaking Kung Fu Panda. No, it doesn't get like that. That was way worse. That's like, oh, there's no plot, so we have to just throw a bunch of movie references. Also, there is a funny scene with Annalisa Vanderpool from Raven. That's a Raven, and that Raven's home. She spoils the ending of Breaking Dawn, where it's like, oh, Edward and Bella get married and they have a baby, and then the girl's like, oh, that's how people are nowadays. When Endgame came out, people were getting their asses kicked for spoiling it. Hopefully, nobody will do that when Frozen 2 comes out. But yeah, if you've never seen this movie, would I recommend it? If you hate parody movies, no. I would say skip it. But if you can shut your brain off and watch an 82-minute parody of Twilight, that's not even the worst parody of Twilight. There's way worse. There's like three or four other versions that are blatant ripoffs, and they weren't even in theaters. This at least wasn't theatrically released. And like I said, it's dumb, guys. I know it's dumb. I know it doesn't make sense. I know the Twihards went to go see this just to get a good laugh. And the tagline was, "Some sagas never die." Yeah, there. I'm not going to be subtle about it. But you know what? At least, can I watch this movie again? I probably will this summer in August. It's been a while. And there's a gag reel here on the DVD, on the Blu-ray. Um, and like I said, this Jen Pross, you're a beautiful woman. Why hasn't Hollywood put you in another film in theaters? I don't know why. Time is of the essence. I want to see more of her face, her beautiful face, instead of freaking the hobo with a stick, who's not going to save episode 9, guys. No. If you're looking forward to that, more power to you. I'd take an 82-minute stupid movie over a 3-hour stupid movie. Trying to rip off that freaking movie. Oh, you know how we're going to fix The Last Jedi? We're going to go back in time and prevent it from ever happening. Too late. Carrie Fisher's dead. Harrison Ford's no longer interested. And Mark Hamill is done. After this, he's done. There's no way to bring him back. You can't bring dignity back to something that was done better the first time. With this, I'm like, they did one movie and that was it. They didn't do 14 of these movies. And Seltzer and Freeberg haven't done a film since. And they're going to make fun of your precious rehash trilogy. Yeah. As bad as that movie's going to be, and I know it will be, it's not going to be 3 hours. I'd rather have something stupid for a few minutes over freaking 2 hours or 3 hours. Just saying. And I didn't like this movie when I first saw it. I'm like, oh my God, this is just so unfunny and so stupid. But now I'm like, considering the comedies I sat through, I walked out of Stuber, guys. I went to see Stuber last night, well, yesterday afternoon, and I walked out of it. Within 30 minutes, I was like, this isn't funny. This is just gross and tired and boring. And I walked out. I didn't do that with this. I saw it almost to the end, like halfway through the movie. I walked in and out. And then when I saw that scene with her in the bedroom, I'm like, yeah, I can't hate you, Jen Pross. I can't. I just can't because you're beautiful. You're a knockout. You actually are talented enough to copy an actress that can't act, and you do it better. So I applaud you for that. And she's the best thing in the movie. Bella was unlikable and a bitch and a Mary Sue, just like the other Mary Sue. But here I'm like, yeah, I can watch this movie. It's dumb, guys. Trust me. If I get a bunch of comments saying, "Oh, you have no taste. You don't know what comedy is," I get the freaking bad puns. I get it, guys. I get it. But this isn't even the worst movie I have on DVD or Blu-ray. It's not. I've had worse than this. There were some British comedies I saw that I didn't laugh once. I didn't even smile. I was just like, "Oh God, will this just end already?" But anyway, this is Vampire Suck is not the worst movie ever made. Trust me, you got to look a little harder, like I have in the past 10 years. But that, I'm going to keep it short. Vampire Suck, it's watchable. I'm not going to say it's a masterpiece. I'm not going to say it's a great movie. It's not. This is a great movie. Those movies behind me are great movies. And that. And that. This is just a one watch. If you once watch this once, it's not going to kill you. Unrated version or the rated version. Just see it for Jen Pross. She is a beautiful woman. She really is a knockout of cinema, and she deserved to be in more films. And while it's dumb, I can watch it as a guilty pleasure now compared to back in 2010. That was a long time ago, guys. But anyway, that's my review of Vampire Suck. What else can I say? It's a parody of the Twilight movies. You know the plot, what the plot is. I don't have to explain it, and it's shorter. So mercifully, it does 4, 5 movies in one movie, and she gets bit at the end, becomes a vampire, and the movie ends. There you go. There's no 10 minutes of gag reel stupid shit at the end. This isn't movie 43 where they waste Oscar nominated actors. No, it's just a dumb comedy. You know what to expect, but it is what it is. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I will see you in the next review.